Have you ever wondered why you struggle with your finances despite your best intentions? Today we're going to uncover the reasons behind this financial puzzle and how you can turn things around. Welcome to Master Your Mindset, Master Your Life. This is a podcast that empowers you to start taking back control of your life, to start unlocking your full potential, and to get you from stuck to unstoppable. I'm Sanj, and today we're going to be diving into an area that affects us all, and that's mastering our finances. As an accountant, I see loads of different ways how people deal with their finances. Some people like to avoid it, some people face it head on, and some people are somewhere in the middle. There's not the perfect method or one size fits all for everyone. There are hints and tips that work for everyone, but still, there is nothing that I would say fits everyone down to a T. It depends on your situation, it depends on your mindset, it depends on what you're willing to do and what you're willing not to do. So, in my opinion, everyone's got their own way of dealing with money. But the worst thing we can do, the worst thing that can be done is to ignore it, to ignore whatever the issue is. If you're struggling, if you're doing well, still you need to know about what your situation is. So let's start with the big question. Why do most people struggle with finances? Because finances can be tricky. It's like navigating a maze blindfolded, because a lot of people, they don't look at what you're earning. They don't look at what they're bringing in. They don't look at what they're spending. And then things just pile up. They don't track anything. They don't have any idea. And before they know it, then they're swamped. They're in an unfamiliar territory. And as well, they're not sure of the options that are out there for them. So the top 3 reasons why we find ourselves in financial turmoil is, number 1, the lack of financial education. In our schools, we learn things like algebra, history, grammar, but financial literacy takes a back seat. Many of us leave unable to actually make informed financial decisions. We have to take a decision by ourselves in our own time to learn how to financially educate ourselves. It's not taught to us in schools. It's not taught to us unless we go out and actually search for that knowledge. The second thing is, as our income increases, so do a lot of expenses. We fall into the trap of spending more because we earn more, and that leaves us with so little to save or to invest that we just find ourselves perpetually making the same mistakes. We spend just as much as we earn, and we don't think about the future. And the third big one is emotional spending. And this is a silent financial killer. We use shopping or other indulgences as a way to deal with stress, to deal with emotions, because that's how we make ourselves feel better. That's how we make ourselves feel better about ourselves. And this can often lead to debt and financial instability. So, number 1 is your lack of financial education. Number 2 is your lifestyle inflation. And your third reason for why you're unable to keep track of your finances and unable to struggle, or why you're struggling with finances, is because of your emotional spending. Yeah. But financial mastery is vital in our life. Financial mastery actually equals freedom, and that's what we all want in our life. Having money is great, but it's not the money we really want. It's what the money allows us to do. Money allows us to do things when we want, with the people we want. So that's what we're all aiming for. So if you want to have freedom in your life, you need to start to master your finances. Yeah, so the reason 1 is why you want to master your finances is, as I said, freedom and security. To be good with your finances, it's not just about having more money, it's about having more freedom and security. And when you've got financial stability, it can help you reduce your stress and just provide you peace of mind, so you live a more relaxed life, live a calmer life, and you live a more secure life. The second reason why financial mastery is so important is because it allows you to start pursuing your dreams. It can unlock the doors to your dreams, whether that could be traveling the world, seeing new places. It could be starting a new business. It could be buying a home. Your financial health plays a vital role in that. Because if you don't have that money, then you can't do these things. So you need to think, actually, why do you want to master your finances? So now I've spoken a bit about why we struggle with our finances and why it's so important. What we need to think about is actually what are some ways we can actually get back on track? Like, imagine if by the end of the year you had your finances in better shape than what they are now. What would happen, and what would it look like to you if you knew where your money was going, how much was going, and what was it actually going somewhere worthwhile? So the 5 tips I've got for you to get back on track and improve your relationship with money and be better with your finances is create a budget. Yeah, these tips, before I say anything, is some may work for you, all of them may work for you. But if you start doing at least put 1 or 2 of them into action, you will find that you are actually in a better state than when you started. So the first thing is create a budget. A budget is your financial roadmap. It helps you track your income, your expenses, and it ensures that your money goes where you want it to. So within that budget as well, you're tracking your spending. And that is so important. One of the tips I give my clients is to actually carry a pen and paper with you. And whenever you spend anything, it doesn't matter if it's on card, cash, or however, you write down that expense. You write it down because then you can keep track of it. You can see it there. And actually, when you see where you're spending your money, you can also see where you can cut back, where you're spending unnecessarily, where you're spending emotionally, where you're just wasting money. So number 1, create a budget. Make sure you track where your income comes from and where your expenses are going. The second thing is build an emergency fund. Life can just throw curveballs at you. So when you have an emergency fund, it can provide you with that safety net when you need it most. That also helps reduce your financial stress. And then when you're not worrying and you're not stressed about finances as much, you can be happier. You don't have to think twice about purchasing certain things. You can actually know that in an emergency, you've got that backup to help you. Okay. The third thing is pay yourself first. And I don't mean give yourself spending money. I mean treat your savings like a non-negotiable bill. When you pay yourself first, make sure you put some of that to saving. Make sure that you prioritize your future financial goals alongside all paying your bills. When you've got that, again, it builds up, and the power of compounding can make such a difference. 1p doubled every day for 31 days is £10 million. So the power of compounding, let it be your friend. The fourth thing is educate yourself. Take the time and initiative to learn about personal finance, read books, listen to podcasts, do courses. They're all valuable resources to enhance your literacy when it comes to finances. So make sure you educate yourself. Some of the books that I've enjoyed: Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Think and Grow Rich, and the third one is The Psychology of Money. So those are 3 books. I'll put them in the show notes and you can just get them off of Amazon. The 5th one is, if you are really overwhelmed and you're really struggling, consider consulting a financial advisor. Get professional help. They can provide advice to you to help you hit the goals that you want to. Yeah, so, and I mean, money is easy come, easy go. It's important to so many people, and most people will treat that as the most precious thing in their life. But Time is the most precious thing. Your money can come and it can go, and you can build it all up again. 53% of adults report feeling stressed about money, and almost 50% say that their spending either equals or exceeds their income. So imagine if you made that decision today to try putting some of these tips into action. You create a budget, build an emergency fund, put your savings first, educate yourself, or seek help. Imagine what difference it can start making in the next 3 months. Imagine what your future will look like, your savings will look like in a year from now. Your financial well-being is well within your grasp. But by understanding why we struggle with finances, when you recognize the importance of financial mastery and you implement these tips, you can take back control of your financial future. Remember, financial mastery isn't about deprivation. It's about creating the freedom to live the life you want on your terms. So take charge of your financial destiny. It's down to you. Thank you for joining me today, and if you enjoyed this episode and got something from it, please let me know by leaving a comment below. My mission is to make a positive impact on the world, and I sincerely hope that you can help me do that by liking, by following, by subscribing, and sharing this podcast with others. Remember, your mindset shapes your reality. Master it, and you'll master your life. Thanks.